Saturday showdown. Anyone fancy some hot laps around Interlagos? It's qualifying day here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 25 My Team Career Mode. We are now in the last few races. We are at Sao Paulo, Interlagos for the Brazilian Grand Prix, or as it's now named, the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last one, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. We're on a run here, 4 points finishes in a row. Can we grab points here? I'm hoping so. We are now racing as Zane Maloney, and we'll be racing as Tim Tramnitz for Las Vegas, but after that we will see the season out as Zane Maloney. Alright, with that said, let's get on with this qualifying session. It's SQ1, it's a sprint weekend, so we got 2 chances to score points. So let's make the most of them. Right, here we go. First lap is good enough for P15. That's not good enough. We need to go again. And go again is what we did do. Did we improve? No, we did not. But luckily, it was just enough to keep us in. But we just about make it into SQ2. And the good news there is that we make it through SQ2 as well. In P6, I might add. So there is pace here, and I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing where it lies in the final part of sprint qualifying. I felt the lap was good. I'm pushing really hard. I'm giving it full beans, and every apex I'm just clipping nicely. Running out wide there. And now we head towards Yungsao, final corner on this circuit, before heading up the hill. And I was confident about this lap. I really was. It felt good. The bits you hadn't seen also felt good. But it's only good enough for P9. I was a little disheartened, I'm not going to lie, that it was only good enough for P9. But there are opportunities ahead in the sprint race.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, and Norris, Sainz, Piastri, Maloney, and Lance Stroll, Hadjar, Doohan, Alex Albon, and Behrman, Fernando Alonso, Tramnitz, Pierre Gasly, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Lawson, Ocon, Bortoletto, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. And striding into our commentary box to...
On the grid for 12 laps in this Sao Paulo sprint race. And we are underway a little bit slow off the line there for the first time in a while. And we've got Lance Stroll trying to have a go down the inside. I'm trying to get alongside Sainz, but Stroll forcing the issue and getting past up into P9. And we have dropped into P10 now, and we're at the mercy of Ollie Behrman. Can we cover him off? I think we're fine. I'm trying to have a look at Lance Stroll, but that's a bit far back for there, so we're not gonna make it through there. That would be ambition ahead of adhesion, and we just need to bide our time on this opening lap as drivers ahead of us are sorting themselves out. And we now dive down the inside of Lance Stroll, trying to take P9. Oh, a little bit of contact there as we go wheel to wheel with the Canadian. No way through there. We're going to try again into the next corner. And this time I have the line and I force the issue Stroll is he going to be alongside here? No, he gives it up. Stroll gives it up, and we move up into P9 at the end of this opening lap. Now, we might struggle for pace in coming races because I have prioritised saving upgrades per the regulation change over getting new ones, so I haven't been getting many new ones yet. But we're diving up the inside of Carlos Sainz. We're going into P8. That doesn't seem to have affected us too much going here, and we're still side by side with Carlos Sainz moving into P8. So that is a nice move from us, and Sainz is trying to come back at us. He won't have the momentum to do that. Meanwhile, we're watching George Russell and Lewis Hamilton, former teammates, having a fight. Hamilton down the inside. They're side by side now going through turn 1. Max Verstappen has got so far ahead that he could watch an entire season of The Vampire Diaries, get back in the car and still be in P1. Hamilton moves up to second, and Yuki Tsunoda now making his way up into third. Tsunoda getting through. I need to stop with these Verstappen analogies. He's winning, okay? Get over it. Anyway, we're in P8. We're not really catching anybody, and we're not really being bothered from behind. So we're having a very lonely race out here at this moment, but it's more dramatic ahead of us because Yuki Tsunoda is now going for Lewis Hamilton, and Yuki Tsunoda is taking second place from Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton hitting the curb there, and bits of the curb flying off. This is Kimi Antonelli getting past Jack Doohan and moving up into P12. And we're now watching Lewis Hamilton coming back at Yuki Tsunoda. Hamilton wanting the place back. He's going to force the issue. He's going side by side with the Red Bull. They're now going side by side down the straight. Hamilton, though, with the advantage of DRS, moving up into second. This is Ollie Behrman getting past Carlos Sainz. Kimi Antonelli's trying to have a go at this battle as well, but he's not able to make anything of it. So Antonelli just having to stay back for now. He's moving up through the field after a poor sprint qualifying. Sainz is now coming back at Ollie Behrman. Down the inside, Sainz goes and takes the position from the Haas driver. Antonelli just waiting in the wings at the moment, but he's now got his opportunity on the straight, and round the outside of the Senna S goes Kimi Antonelli and taking the place from Behrman, and overtaking like that is exactly why I've hired you for season 2, Kimi. So, you know, your on-track antics have been noticed as he goes around the outside of Sainz to move up into P10. Our race was just very lonely and very dull, wasn't it? Stroll was catching us on the last lap and probably would have had a good go at us if there was one lap further in this sprint. But there isn't, and we're just gently coaxing it round now to take P8 and grab a single point from this sprint. So I suppose it is 5 weekends in a row so far that we have grabbed points, and there's still a Grand Prix ahead where we can grab points as well. But for now, it's P8, it's a single point, and Max Verstappen, as per, doing his thing and winning the sprint race. But I'll happily take P8, and you know what? I'll happily take a boring day there just to grab the sprint point. Antonelli gets driver of the day, and rightfully so. That was impressive. But Verstappen wins over Hamilton, Tsunoda third, Russell fourth, Norris fifth, Leclerc sixth, Piastri seventh, we're 8th. We're ready to do it all again for the Grand Prix. I didn't elect to do full qualifying because I did take on a whole load of new components, so we'll be starting from the back anyway, so I elected not to do qualifying. Let's get straight in to the Grand Prix.
Formula One returns to Interlagos once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his 3rd championship here in 2012, and just 4 years later, Max Verstappen treated us to... It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Norris, Charles Leclerc and Russell, Piastri, Sainz, Antonelli and Alex Albon. Gasly, Doohan, Fernando Alonso and Lawson. Tremnitz, Bortoleto, Ollie Behrman and Isaac Hadjar. Hulkenberg, Stroll, Ocon and Zane Maloney rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Quite a sizable penalty, but we're on the grid for this Brazilian Grand Prix. What can we do here? We are underway and it's a good start. We're now trying to get past Ocon and Stroll, but Hadjar covers the left there, so we got nowhere really to go. Still, and we do back out into turn one and let Stroll and Ocon go ahead. But I'm going to look for the high road here, and we do get past both Stroll and Ocon, taking it up into P20. Stroll's having another go. Lance does not want to give it up, but I'm going to brake later anyway and try not to go into Hulkenberg. But Stroll does go back down the inside and takes P20 from us. Ocon not able to get back through, and having a look at Stroll, I don't know where I expect I'm going to go. There is nowhere really to go, but look at this triple overtake here. I'm so proud of that one. They were backed up, so I saw the opportunity and took it. Hadjar, Hulkenberg and Stroll all overtaken, and we're going to throw in Behrman for free here if Behrman will let us go. I don't think he's going to make it easy. We have offered him space, but Behrman electing not to take it. And we're getting moves done quickly here, so it's what we need to do if we want to score points. Next up is Gabriel Bortoleto in the Sauber. He's had quite a good season this year, hasn't he? As we go down the inside and take P16 from him. I recall a particularly strong race in Monaco for Bortoleto. The only team yet to score are the Racing Bulls of Lawson and Hadjar, so disappointing season for them. And their disappointing season might be about to get worse, because I'm now about to overtake Liam Lawson as we brake late there, try and get the best run out of Young Sao, and now we go up the hill. We're going to go alongside Liam Lawson here. We're going wheel to wheel with Liam Lawson, and we're going to take the inside line, and that should be the overtake done. Lawson, we outbrake him quite nicely. Lawson is trying to come back at us, but there's no way through there. And we move up into P15, right behind our teammate Tim Tramnitz, who I'm hoping doesn't make it hard for me to get through. Again, a team orders button for F126 or an F125 patch. Nudge, nudge, hint, hint, just saying. Anyway, moving up into P14, our next victim is going to be Alex Albon. And we're moving up quite nicely here. Now it's Alex Albon's turn to dance. He parked his car in the middle of the circuit, and I was a bit too late to go for an overtake there, so we end up having to bide our time behind him. But as I get the battery draining now, and we go down the straight and open up DRS, we should have a run and a look down the inside. No, Albon covers, but we just go to the outside, get it done. Up into P13 ahead of Alexander Albon.
Good job.
But catching the guys in front is proving difficult, and our tyres are just starting to not feel quite so great. And Alex Albon is starting to come back at me here. Albon's going to take the inside line. He's going through, and Albon moving across into us there. What are you doing, Alex? Oh, I feel like that should be investigated. Moving across onto us, under braking. I don't think that's allowed. As now we have another go at Alex Albon. We're going to go round the outside of the Senna S. No way through there. Albon's covered that nicely. And now we're going to do the same thing we did a couple of laps prior. And we're going to have a go at him down this straight. This should make that particular overtake a little bit easier. Down the inside we go, moving into P13, ahead of the Williams, and our next targets are still Doohan and Alonso, but Albon is making it very difficult to catch them, especially when he keeps coming back past us. Down the straight he goes, Albon back past again as we head into the centre, and again, moving across, and now he's sliding and stopping in the middle of the corner. What is Albon doing? He's driving like a madman, and doing what he's doing there has backed me up into Liam Lawson. I wonder if that's a bit of a deliberate rivalry tactic here by the Williams, because he moved across on me and then he slid through the corner and then braked, almost like he was brake testing me. Oh, I don't know what's happening there, but I'm now behind Lawson and I want that place back. But Lawson covering there, not able to get through as we come into the pits for what's going to be the first of 2 stops. I was hoping we could make a one-stop work, but the tyres, I just weren't feeling them. So we're going on to softs for a few laps now, just to push and go absolutely ham and see if we can make something good of a second stint. At the moment, however, we are a few seconds behind Hadjar and Stroll. So now it's time for us to push as hard as we can for the next few laps and just try and see where we end up. We did set a fastest lap in all of this. And now we're tucked up behind, would you believe it, Alex Albon, who's having a go at Isaac Hadjar. We're now having a go at Albon. He's covering me. And now we're sort of dummying the inside. Hadjar's trying to cover Albon, and we're going to go around the outside of the pair of them. What an extraordinary move there. We dummied Albon to going to the left. Hadjar then went to cover him. And then when Albon went through and we went to the right, Hadjar just drove straight into Albon. What's all that about? Either way, we go around the outside of the pair of them. And Alex Albon has now got a problem with his car. I'm sorry. Karma. Karma. That's all I'm saying. He's nearly had me off the road too many times today, so he's now out of the race. Good news for us, that's one Williams potentially not scoring. I've no idea where Carlos Sainz is in all. Oh, he's 13th, so Sainz is not exactly in the points either. And as this race starts going on, it's looking less and less likely that points are on the table for us, but I'm not giving up quite yet. We've still got half this Grand Prix to go, but it is just looking less and less likely. We now come out of the pits on lap 20 after a 7-lap stint on the softs, sorry, an 8-lap stint on the softs. And now we're on hards to the end of the race. We should have newer tyres than some of those around us, but quite a few drivers elected to take the 2-stop strategy in this Grand Prix, so that might help us out a bit later. But one thing that I need to do right now is get past Stroll, and that's exactly what we've done, diving up the inside of the Aston Martin car, and we move up into P19. We got Tramnitz now ahead of us, and he's in P13 once this is all shaped out. Sainz is in 12th, and he's pulling away from Tramnitz, and I think Sainz, he might just be too fast to catch because he's got tyres that are a few laps newer than ours. We're going to go down the inside here of Tramnitz. I was just hoping that we could do that and try and get in the DRS of Sainz sooner, but it's just not worked out like that. And Sainz is actually just driving clear by a good few tenths a lap. So those newer tyres working well for Carlos Sainz. And in the end, the pace overall just not really there for us to pull the car into the points. It looks like this is going to be our finishing position for today, P13. It's just unfortunate. The car, the pace wasn't really there. The strategy wasn't really there. Just one of those things, really. But I gave it my best shot, you know. I pushed hard. We made some good overtakes, had some good racing. And I think P13 is really the best we could have done, given everything that happened in the race, given that we took a 2-stop strategy. Yeah, I think that's as good as we could have hoped for. Max Verstappen wins the race then and becomes champion of the world.
And with that, another year of Formula One draws to a close and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers. It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
With 5 race victories now, is for the others now really to try and stop that momentum that they've got on their side, because before too long, they're going to be looking at the championship. It's theirs, it's within grasp right now, of course.
Only 3 can take to the podium, and here they come. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number 1, Max Verstappen. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure
And
to
with
join us
another
once
race
again
win,
as we
Max
continue to bring
Verstappen
you all the
clinches the
excitement of
title.
Formula One.
Yuki Tsunoda once again getting second. Hamilton gets third. Russell fourth. Leclerc fifth. Norris sixth. Then it's Piastri, Gasly, Antonelli and Alonso completing the top 10. We get 13th and 14th as a team, and we're the last car that's not lapped. So I do feel like we're starting to notice the effects of not throwing on some upgrades for the last couple of races, owing to the fact that I was prioritising the development of saving the upgrades that we would have lost in the regulation change, because it affects the powertrain and the aerodynamics, so we didn't really want to lose those upgrades. But we still took a point from the sprint race, so we still grabbed a point, and we're still sitting P10 in the Drivers' Championship, which is where I'm hoping we can keep Maloney for the rest of the season. Verstappen is now uncatchable. Tsunoda looks like he's going to clinch second, and Leclerc looks very happy in third. And we're now 3 points behind Williams, so our rivalry's getting heated. Thank you for watching this installment of Career Mode. Please don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care, and enjoy the rest of your day.